Oh my god,
What's up, people of the internet? My name is Jandro, and today we are talking about the new alleged level cap that's coming to Pokemon Go. So you might have seen this on Reddit or on Twitter. It's kind of been all over the internet right now. They're talking about a new level cap, taking the level cap from level 40 in Pokemon Go all the way up to level 50. Now, this is controversial for a couple different reasons. Obviously, the majority of the player base isn't at level 40. I mean, some of the top Pokemon Go players, as far as like YouTube and things like that are concerned, still aren't level 40. Like Trainer Tips just got there, Mystic 7's still not there, Reversal's been there forever, Broadjuice Nation's been there forever. But there's still some guys out there that aren't level 40. So it's interesting to have this kind of discussion. And there's been a lot of speculation and a lot of weird things going on that's kind of hovering around the subject. So people are speculating because based on Ingress, which is Niantic's other game that they operate, that they raised the level cap from 40 to 50 when roughly 80% of the player base had reached level 40 in that game. So reasonably, you'd think they'd probably do about the same thing for Pokemon Go. But then there's been other speculations saying that, well, right now in Pokemon Go, the CP of the current Pokemon is only equivalent to about 80% of that Pokemon's power, or is equivalent to that Pokemon at level 80 in the base games. Which, if you look at the numbers, doesn't make sense either, because the CP is all based off of perfect stats. So it just takes the Pokemon's base stats, and then the IV, which goes anywhere from 0 to 100, it just adds on. So 100 IV Pokemon, when maxed out to level 40, is just as strong as a 100 level Pokemon in the base Pokemon games. But going from level 40 to 50, so there have been speculation online that it'll take, anywhere from 120 million overall XP to anywhere up to 250 million XP overall. 250, that's what Brandon Tan and maybe a handful of other players have actually attained that level of XP gains. Myself, I just surpassed 30 million, so that would probably get me at least to 41, maybe 42, depending on how much XP they do for the next couple levels. And then there's other people that are worried that, oh, they're not going to count the XP that you've gained since you surpass level 40 to get to the next progression. Well, of course they are. If they didn't count that XP, players would be furious. I do like the points that people are making where they're talking about incorporating not only XP gains, but also making it so you have other levels that you have to complete. Like you're talking about gaining a certain amount of catches. Like let's say if you want to level past 40 to get to 41, you have to have at least, 30,000 Pokemon caught. Or you have to have walked a set amount of kilometers. Or you have to have a certain amount of battles done on your Battle Girl badge, and so on and so forth. So there's pretty much an unlimited amount of variables that they could incorporate into the leveling system that would make it more nuanced than just going off of XP. Because right now, since the double XP is still going on for this current event, there's a lot of new players hitting level 40, and they're kind of in the consideration of, oh, well, you're a raid 40 because you've just done all these legendary raids on lucky eggs in order to boost your XP, and you don't really have good Pokemon to back it up. Now, like I said in my hitting level 40 video that I posted last week, it's not, level 40 is essentially just a number at this point. You want to focus on having good Pokemon and having a solid dex so that you're a solid contributor when it comes to raiding and battling gyms and things like that. If you play with other people in your community at any point, it's way better to have good Pokemon that are actually powered up than to just be, oh, well, I'm level 40, but my best Pokemon is a Arcanine. I don't know. Like, there's a bunch of level 40 players that have all these legendary raids, and they have all these legendary beasts, but they don't even have like a T-Tar that's powered up, or they don't have any of their legendaries powered up because they don't have any Stardust, because all they do is go out and raid, and they don't power up any of these Pokemons. Well, it's like, well, you're not a solid level 40 player unless you have a solid dex to make your level worthwhile. That's my opinion. But back to hitting level 50. So the speculation is wild and rampant, and I don't know why we can't go a single week without hearing more rumors about some fake news in Pokemon Go. But it's funny. I think if they set the XP bar too high, because there's still there's probably millions of people that aren't anywhere close to level 40. So I can't imagine that they're actually going to be raising the gap any higher. And if they do, it won't be anytime soon, because we're talking the biggest players that live in my community that I know of, they have, just over 100 million XP, and those guys grind. They've got over 100,000 catches in Pokemon, and they're just over 100 million XP. They're getting close to about the 120 mark. So that's kind of been in my circle. That's kind of been that's probably what they're going to make level 50 assumption, about 120 million. So that's kind of what everybody in my group is striving for. But 250 million, man, that's some next level grinding right there. That's next level. So we'll have to wait and see what they actually do when it comes to leveling. But I do want to give a shout out to the Perfect League. They actually hosted a tournament in my town yesterday. It was awesome. I was there. I did a little live stream and did a ton of recording. So I've got a ton of footage to go through, and I'm going to get that video up soon. But it was really cool. They hooked me up with this free Team Mystic pin. Very sweet, very shiny, very mystical. So since I'm Team Mystic, they hooked me up with a free pin as kind of a thank you for just coming out and covering the event and doing stuff like that. So big shout out to the Perfect League. The event yesterday was awesome. If you guys are in California, the Perfect League is actually based out of California, and you want to hold a rating tournament, definitely look them up on Facebook. They're on all social media. They're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. So look them up. They do awesome work. Great stuff. But that aside, I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully the level 50 cap isn't too high. If it was 120 million, I'd be okay with that. 200 and above, yikes, I may never get that far in this game. That's years and years and years away. But we'll have to wait and see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned to my YouTube channel and subscribe to follow me for constant Pokemon Go updates. Look forward to that tournament video coming soon. Thank you guys, can't thank you enough, and I will see you later. I'm LocoJandro, signing out. Peace, Poke Trainer!